What is going on, guys? Demothy here with Next Gen Nation, and what you're looking at right now is the early alpha test for the upcoming game Bierzerkers by Shieldbreak Studios. It's an online arena-based combat game set in the Viking afterlife. Now, I had a chance to play a short demo of the game at last year's Indiecade, and since then they've made a ton of changes. At the time, there were only two classes to pick from, the Raider and the Drunkard. Now, as you can see, there are two more classes that you'll get to play as, the Scoundrel as well as the Huntress. Going back to the Raider and Drunkard classes, they made a lot of changes to the way they play. Before, the two of them were relatively similar in playstyle, so they made a few tweaks to both classes in order to make them a bit different, and it seems like the Drunkard received the most changes between the two of them. I'll go over a few features in the game as well as give you guys a bit of an overview of what each class does. However, remember, this is an early alpha test, so everything is subject to change during the full release. One of the features of Bierzerkers is the map variety. At the moment, there's a limited number of maps, however, they showcase how varied each map is. It ranges from ordinary arena maps to maps with obstacles and changing environments. Now, the biggest feature of Bierzerkers is, of course, the combat. The game features arcade-style combat with some very cool and original skills. You're placed in an arena as one of the four classes, and you're free to switch between the classes during the game. The first class you can choose from is the Raider. It's a relatively standard warrior class that uses a sword and a shield. The Raider is able to throw his shield to stun an enemy and then charge in for a barrage of attacks. He also has an attack called Swordnado, which lets him spin for area of effect damage. The Drunkard is your second choice. He uses a hammer and has some interesting abilities. He uses beer and can do some cool things with it, like Keg of Healing, which throws down a keg of beer, and as the name states, heals you and your teammates. Belly Flop is a standard area of effect attack, and his charge attack infuses his hammer with beer that can either stun your enemies or heal an ally. Scoundrel is one of the new classes. He's a rogue class that uses throwing daggers and has a heavy melee attack that can blind your target. His moves include Fan of Knives, which can either throw a flurry of knives or blow up as a smoke bomb, Drill Dash, which darts your character in the direction you're facing and again throws smoke bombs, and finally, Vanish, which sets a decoy letting you disappear for a short period of time. The final class is the Huntress. She's an archer character that has the ability to freeze your enemies. Her moves consist of Freezing Mist, an area of effect attack called Frost Volley, and a backflip which roots your enemies to the ground for a short time. So those are currently the four classes you can choose from. Again, this is an early alpha for the game, so there's not much to talk about. I'll leave some gameplay for you guys to check out, and if you want to learn more about the game, you can go to Bierzerkers.com. Also, if you want to check out more of our content, be sure to subscribe to us, as well as check out our website at next-gennation.com. See you soon.
Hold on to your better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the movement of 4.